And I believe you analyzed two different banana species. Could you walk listeners through what compounds you identified and how that differed between the two species? And was there anything that surprised you about those results?
Yeah. So off the top of my head, the most important one in it is the isoamyl acetate. That is what is typically known for banana candy. You have it as the largest abundant compound, coming in at about 30% of the flavoring profile in both. But between both bananas, it actually varied a tiny amount. So the two bananas that I analyzed were the Gros Michel banana, which was the previously thought extinct banana. I can get into that in a bit, but also we compared it with the Cavendish banana, which is the banana that you get from your grocery store. And then I also looked at the actual marketable banana flavoring. I don't want to say the name because it's not, I don't want to get in trouble, but we analyzed the banana flavoring as well to see if it's like modeled after this old banana. There's this idea that is out there, and a lot of the listeners might be like, isn't the banana flavoring modeled after this old banana? No, it's not. And believe it or not, that's just kind of like this old myth that people have come up with because back in a little history lesson, back in the 30s was when the banana, the Gros Michel banana, was really struggling to survive because of the Panama disease that was wiping the species out. So you couldn't buy a banana even if you tried. It was a very sought after fruit and it just kind of was an issue. So they had banana flavoring come in. You could buy banana flavoring and you could use it as a replacement. And that's just isoamyl acetate because it tasted the most like it. And so people kind of, from my understanding, just synonymously said that the banana flavoring was modeled after the banana because they couldn't get the bananas. And then by the time the banana went extinct, or extinct, you can still buy it. By the time it went extinct and the new banana came in, people kind of just like had this nostalgic feeling about the banana flavoring and then were like, oh yeah, this matches the banana. The takeaway is the banana species are actually very similar in their flavoring compounds. There was a minor difference with isoamyl acetate, which is the most abundant compound. In the Gros Michel banana, it had more at about 36%, and in the Cavendish banana, it had 33% based on how I analyzed them. And I just did a direct comparison using the same methods and everything. And then there was also in the Cavendish banana, there were 17 compounds additionally, and then same with the Gros Michel. All of the compounds are relatively the same, and if there's any difference in it, it's like very a fingerprint amount of whatever compound it might be, which does help actually affect the flavor. But for the most part, they're relatively the same.